Hey there peeps, it's Tony here again with another little how-to slash tutorial in Elite. This one's going to be for the full spectrum scanner, or the FSS, and the detail service scanner, the DSS. I'm not going to get into keybinds because that's a whole video in itself for this. It's just going to be a case of this is how I use it, a few bits and pieces, how, you know, to move around, a few little things I've picked up as I've been exploring. Just to know, all ships come with a discovery scanner included. And the first thing is you need to be in the analysis mode. You need to be in Super Cruise, otherwise it won't work. Now if you go into the FSS mode of the system that you haven't been into, there's nothing there. You can see at the bottom you've got nothing on the frequency scan. And if you go back out and look in the system, you can see that there's only the stars. When you jump into a system, it does an auto scan, which will pick up any stars in the system and anything within 20 to 30 light seconds of the primo star. So you might have seen the odd asteroid belt, or the odd metal-rich planet up here somewhere. You won't see anything else. If you're in the bubble or you've been into areas which have already been explored and data's been sold, you might see all the planetary bodies in the system. You can fire the discovery scanner either in Super Cruise mode, or you can fire it within here. We're doing now. And it's found 10 orbital bodies. And you see at the bottom on the analysis bar, it's now got things pop up. Now, as you move your tuner around, you'll see that it shows you the symbols for that particular planetary body. Or if you go down this way, it will be USS's, or it could be interstellar phenomena, or other type of signal sources. Each signal source or planetary body has its own unique symbol, which you can use to determine what it is by just looking at them. You can learn what they mean. Depending on the spacing, they may be ringed bodies as well as non-ringed bodies. Personally, it tells you the bottom right corner what it is. After a while, you get an idea that gas giants are up there. And you can see water worlds, Earth-like ammonias, etc. as you move around. You get an idea just by looking at it what's in the system. You don't necessarily need to learn everything, what these particular symbols mean. The way I would do it is I pick one of the frequencies down the bottom, which is just like tuning the old radios, and I go find a blue blob. And if it matches, scan it. If it doesn't, you move it around. You know when it's locked because the centre circle in the middle goes solid, and you can then zoom in and you find your body. Zoom out. And you just follow the orbital plane. Next one, zoom in, zoom out. And when you zoom in and zoom in out, you don't have to zoom in and look at all the information. You can just go in and show this one. You go like that. See? You zoom in and zoom out straight away. You don't have to zoom in and wait for it. You can literally go in out as quickly as you can. And that's the system scanned. So it says at the top there's 10 signals detected, 10 out of 10 bodies, and we're 100% done. And the reason you want to scan the entire system like this is you get a bonus if you fully scan a system. And you get 1,000 credits per body bonus. That's worth doing. It doesn't take very long, even with a big system with lots of gas giants and moons and stuff. Moons, there we go, perfect. So when you zoom in, it shows you the resources of the planet, and it will show you if there's either geological or biological features on the surface of that object. If it's sitting there like it is now, taking forever, it means it's found something. Okay, you can always automatically see that this moon has 24 geological features on it. Okay. If you zoom in and zoom out, you obviously won't see that. If you want to see if it's got geological or biologicals, You just have to leave it that long. It's got it, you'll see it started to tick away straight away. That, you see straight away, you see it's refining. So you can sit there and wait for it to finish, or you now know, oh, that's got something of interest on it. But for me, I just prefer to zoom in, zoom out as quickly as possible, because it just speeds things up. Now, if you do find planetary bodies with geological or biological features, they won't show up on here by default. I'll need to set this back on as well. I turned it off. Points of interest. But as long as you've got the filter set to show points of interest, they'll appear on there. For them to appear on this list, you have to go and map the body in question for it to show it. If we look in here, one of these, look at the icy bodies on here. There we go, geological 48, 24, etc. So you can also, once you've scanned the planet, we'll show it on here whether it's got any surface features. Okay. Have these got any terraformables? When you've got a big system like this, it's just really down to judgment call whether or not you go and map things or map everything. Because mapping does take a lot of time. And you've got to think, is it worth my time to go and fully map this system? Or should I just go off and find a system which pays better? Because these planets here, they're not terraformable, any of these. So if you map them, they're worth, you know, a few 100,000 credits, if we're lucky. If you're the first person to discover them, map them, etc. With this sort of thing, just like this, it's a judgment call. If these were terraformable, I might map the entire system, because then I get a bigger bonus for it when I turn in the data. As you get a bonus of 10,000 credits per mappable body for fully mapping the system. You also get a bonus if you're the first person to discover the body, and also if you map the body. So what we'll do is we'll go and map these. I'll show you how to do the DSS mapping. To use the DSS, you have to be close enough to the planet. It shows on the bottom left where it says surface scanner. It says out of range at the moment. As we close in, it will change to either too fast or in range, depending on our speed. There we go, too fast, so we slow down to 0. It will kick in, there we go, now we can use it. So we go into the DSS mode by hitting the fire button you set on the fire groups, which in the case is the secondary. And you get your target and array pop up. You've got unlimited probes, but you do have an efficiency target, which case is 6. It varies from the planet. So some might be 6, some might be 2. The gas giants can be like 21, 22. But you can normally work out a rough pattern for doing it. Now, my DSS is being engineered to grade 5, which means my probes scan a bigger surface area, rather than the default, which is 20%. My scanning radius has been increased, which means I can cover more area with each probe, which means I can do it in less probes. So I highly recommend that you have this, before you go exploring, get your DSS upgraded to grade 5 with one of the engineers. With a 6 probe target, this is how I do it. So you see where you've got the dotted line there, that's the horizon line, so you just go a little bit below, fire, go straight south, the same thing, fire. And then you go on that side there, you want it a little bit on the inside. A little bit on the inside there. And you see the 2 top and bottom probes go around the planet. Look at the far side, you'll see it hit. There you go. And the bottom one will hit in a second, there you go. And then the 2 side ones hit. And we hit 100%. Because you only need to hit 90% to fully map a planet. And that's done. That's why having the engineered detail service scanner makes a huge difference. So we're coming up to a gas giant with the rings, and you'll see when we get there that the rings of the gas giant will interfere with the launching of the probes to map the planet, depending on how you approach. You can see here the rings are rather large. Let's quite spread out and we'll get as close as we need to. There we go. Right. When we go into the mapping mode, normally you'd want to fire above the horizon line, which is the dotted line there. That would be, if you fired there, you'd hit the horizon. Normally you want to fire above the horizon. But if we do that here, we'd fire into the ring. Yeah, as you see, it shows the ring seam on there. You move down, ring disappears. Now, while you're exploring, mapping the ring has no monetary value whatsoever. All it will show you if there's any hotspots in the ring for mining. And when you're out in the middle of nowhere, that really doesn't help you in any way, shape or form. So mapping the rings, whilst you can do it, it's not worth your time. So you can see there, if I want to map the far side of this planet, I'd either have to try and be clever and do it down here and use the gravitational slingshot to move the probe around. But it's more of a faff and it's more chance of it not going to plan. So you need to do something slightly different. It's the same planet. All I've done is I've positioned myself so I'm edge on to the rings, so they're as thin as possible. And now you can see I can fire from the above and by below. I can fire from the sides, and I'm not hitting the ring. With a large object like this, is the 22 target. What I tend to do is try and break it up into like a bit more into intersections. And we'll try there, and then we swing round. We go there. Got the ring there. And there is most probably a mathematical way of doing this and getting the minimum amount of probes. With a bit of practice, I found that kind of just doing this works nicely. You get some overlaps, but as we see, you should get around about 45, maybe 50% mapped. Okay, 49. Bad. And then we do the same on the front side. We go there. 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 And we only need to hit 90%. It's mapped. And we're a few short, so we just do one in the middle. So we're 17 out of 22 probes, which means we hit the efficiency target, which means we get the bonus. The other thing we'll look at quick is the moon with the geological features on it. At the moment, it doesn't show anything of interest on there at all. You just got to be careful of the rings. If you fly into them, you will drop out of super cruise and maybe take a little damage. There we go, there's the moon. Too fast. This only requires 4 probes, so we can just do this one there and there. Some very small moves you can do in 1 probe with the DSS upgrade. Right, so we know once it's maps, we'll see something appear on the navigation screen. There you go. It now shows you all the geological features on that planet. All 48, I think this had. That's it. So, and now you've got it there. You can select one of those, lock onto it, and it will show up on the planet surface. We'll put it into normal mode for a second, combat mode. You can see it's got its locked on there. And you can fly down to the planet surface, pop out an SRV, go do some scanning, make a little bit more money if you want to. Personally, I don't bother with these. I can't be bothered. Going down there and scanning them, it can make you a little bit of money, but it's so much more time involved to fly down to the planet surface, land, go out in the SRV, go and scan a few bits, come back, take off again. It's for the amount of money, I personally don't think it's worth your time. Which is why I generally just disable the points of interest on the navigation filter. The other thing I'd always suggest you do is turn off the asteroid clusters, because they have no value whatsoever in the game. You can mine them, but they really don't have any value whatsoever. They are They're pointless. You can use the orrery mode to plot an optimal route from planet to planet. So I'm down here at the bottom, this one here. And we can see that's where I am. That's where I'm going to next. So I can use the orrery to plot my route. So I can 7, 6, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So rather than going 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which means I'd be going there, over here, back around. I can use this, plot a more efficient route to take me through the solar system. You can use the same up there as well. Now, this can be quite a handy little thing if you've got a big system you want to map efficiently. As you're flying all over the place. I thought I'd show you this bit because it can be useful. I'm not sure many people even bother coming in here. When you go into the system map, you start off with this mode. And you click on there and it shows you the entire solar system. You can zoom around, move it up and down, rotate it around. Zoom in and whatnot. So I'll share this just in case you've never seen it before. And I think that's about everything for the FSS and the DSS. But just as a quick recap, when you come into a system, fire the discovery scan off, aka do the honk, or as I call it, the fart of discovery. That will find all the planetary bodies in the system. Use the FSS to scan every planetary body. You can skip asteroid clusters, they're not worth anything. Just scan them to get them out of the way because it can clutter up your view. If you fully scan the system, you'll get a bonus. If there's interesting targets, like HMCs which are terraformable, water worlds which are terraformable, ammonia worlds and Earth-like worlds, go map them with the DSS. You'll get more money from them. And if you fully map a system, you'll get an even bigger bonus. It's per body in the system. So the more bodies in the system, the more the bonus you'll get. If you've got any questions or anything else, put them in the comments down below. Like and subscribe. Share the video if you found it interesting. If you're interested in the key binding setups, I can go through those. But it does vary from person to person with different controllers and everything else. But I can go through what they do if it's something that people want to know about. And if you've got any other ideas for any other tutorials in Elite or other games I might do, let me know as well. But until next time, take care, have fun and toodles!